Narcissists can't stop themselves from controlling everyone and everything around them. Not only do they tell you how you should act and think, but they also believe that everyone wants to be just like them, so they control you into being just like them. Sure, you can push back and tell the narcissist not to control you, but that doesn't change how they act. Narcissists control you because they can't control themselves. Today I will discuss why the narcissist will never stop controlling you. But first, I'm Dr. Emily Mayfield, a licensed psychologist. Thank you for watching this video and being a part of the Mindset Therapy family. At the root of the narcissist's need to control is their fragile sense of self and low self-esteem. They perpetually feel like no one understands them or believes they are as great as they want you to believe they are. They view everyone as an enemy who wants to harm them. While non-narcissists would be able to make themselves feel better through their own thoughts and actions, the narcissist lacks the ability. They don't know how to make themselves feel better on their own, and this is why they constantly need validation from others. But validation must be earned, and the narcissist isn't a caring and supportive person whom people want to go out of their way to validate. Even if people don't want to validate the narcissist on their own, the validation is still something they need to survive in a world they are always on the defensive in. When validation isn't given freely by others, the narcissist will force people into providing that validation. They force validation through use of their controlling tactics. One of the most common controlling tactics used by the narcissist is gaslighting. Gaslighting is when the narcissist tries to convince you that how you remember things is inaccurate. They create a reality for you that is most convenient for them. They lie, manipulate, and use any other technique they see fit so that you feel crazy with your own memories. Because you don't know what is real and what isn't because of their gaslighting, you become easier to control and are more likely to agree with things the narcissist says. Your agreement, even if falsified or forced, is still validation to the narcissist. Another control tactic the narcissist uses is yelling. When someone is yelling at you, this leads to heightened emotions and you can't think clearly. The less compliant you are with the narcissist's requests and way of thinking, the louder they will yell. If you can get past the yelling and listen to the words, you will quickly see there is no sustenance behind the words they are saying. Their goal is to only yell louder and louder so that you don't have a voice. You can't say what you are thinking and feeling as long as they are louder than you. This allows the narcissist to control what information actually gets to them. And if you can't disagree with them, then you must be validating what they are saying. At least that is the conclusion they will draw. The last controlling tactic I will discuss today is blame shifting. The narcissist is an expert at many things, and one of those things is never being able to take responsibility. In the blink of an eye, they can twist your words and recreate a scenario where it looks like you are the problem and they are the innocent victim that now has to deal with the wrong they accuse you of committing. Narcissists can never take responsibility for something because this exposes them to narcissistic injury. The way they can so easily avoid responsibility taking is by blame shifting. Blame shifting is where the narcissist will take a problem and make it about you and never about them. The narcissist has such tight control over you because they feel out of control of themselves. They have spent a lifetime trying to make themselves happy and fit in, but they constantly fail. Of course, they would never admit this failure to you. The narcissist can't admit fault because this would expose them to being vulnerable. Avoiding vulnerability is something the narcissist will place above all other priorities. The narcissist fears vulnerability because to be vulnerable requires them to admit weakness and dependence, two things they view as a failure. The more vulnerable they feel, the more tightly they control you because they need to do whatever they can to avoid being exposed. As you can expect, the narcissist's need to control has negative impacts on their relationships. Their control leads to an erosion of trust and loss of intimacy. Their controlling ways require constant manipulation and invalidation of your own experiences, and this directly impacts the trust which a relationship should be founded on. And their control is exhausting. Nothing you ever do is good enough, and everything you do is wrong. Even though you have started to walk on eggshells, no matter how careful you are in your words and actions, the narcissist will still yell, gaslight, and blame shift. It isn't all in your head. You really can't do anything right with a narcissist. You feel inadequate and powerless, losing all hope that things can change. Your self-esteem declines and you start to just agree with the narcissist, hoping this is the path of least resistance. When you can start to understand why a narcissist controls you and believe their control of you is about their own lack of feeling in control, you can at least stop allowing them to make you believe you are the problem. To learn more about how narcissists use mind games in their control, click on the link in the corner, or you can find the link in the description below. See you at the next video.